show Legion.
Legion, is that the... Fuck, I feel like I remember
The Marvel character.
Is that a new one?
It's old. It's old. It had fucking Aubrey Plaza on it.
Did you see that that Netflix movie that Audrey Plaza's in now that's like Girl Criminal or whatever the fuck it's called?
I don't know.
Dude, it's fucking
Do I need to pull this in close to me or some shit? Or is it...
Usually I sit mine on my lap, like right here, and talk into it. There's like
yeah,
a
bro,
little...
you got the most comfortable position.
Dude, I'm a beast. I had to set myself up right.
Hey, bro, like...
On the Saints blanket too. I'm
all right.
fully comfortable. But it's like a criminal named Jane or something, and it's like her like selling fake credit card information and a bunch of shit. And I was like, okay, that's just not realistic. Like the trailer was like her selling to like some black dudes, and like she's showing them out of her trunk like shit. And then like they're like, what?
Bro, that's just Catch Me If You Can. Remember the motherfucker made like fake checking like checks and shit like that. But, yeah.
Like this one, the premise is like, oh yeah, it's a criminal, but like she's a girl and like she's badass. And so like she's like showing these guys something and like, oh, what's a little girl like you doing selling stuff? And she's like, all right, you're not serious. Closes the thing and like goes to get in her car and take off and they're like, no, wait, we'll buy it. And I was like, dude, that movie is so dumb. Like if it was realistic, the first time she went to go do anything illegal, she would have gotten robbed. Dude, like if she was doing that shit in Atlanta and she tried to show up selling that, like,
but she's dealing with like credit and shit. So yeah, you gotta actually have like the info.
That was like one of the things she was doing, but I think she was selling pills and shit too.
Okay, yeah, if a girl that was like 5'4" showed up, and I was like, I don't know, but you want like more of the source. Isn't she like looking at people before she like sells to them?
I have no clue. Like, I literally just saw, this is like me talking about it. Like, you know, on Netflix, whenever you just like open it up and like it starts playing.
You're pulling me into the story. That's why I'm like, oh man, these are unanswered questions. But here's the truth, man. It's like if she was selling drugs, the most dangerous spot is to be a drug dealer because usually you rob drug dealers in the hood to get your money.
Dude, and with her, you're not getting just robbed. They're going to rape you. Like, I feel like that's like an additional thing. Like back in the 70s,
you seem so excited about like you're like rape,
dude. Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that I'm a rapist, but if Audrey Plaza showed up to sell me drugs illegally, I might have to repay the favor of doing something illegal to her. No, that'd be ugh.
Oh man,
no, Audrey Plaza's hot as fuck. I've liked her since she was in Parks and Rec.
Hell yeah.
Dude, fucking Parks and Rec bothers me because it's where Chris Pratt got his start at, and was it Chris Pratt? That's his name? Like I hate that he was like I liked him then. What's up, Jake? You mind closing the door?
Yeah.
But have you seen that?
I'm Jake.
What's up, Jake? I'm Mo.
Nice to meet you.
Mo Gabina. Oh, dude, I had a line. I was like, I gotta ask Mo this. Fucking oh no, this wasn't an ass thing. Yeah.
Oh, you
it was like a
nice
weird
and high.
dude.
Oh yeah.
Mo and I took mushrooms individually, but I was gonna be like, oh Mo, has the bitch ever said like I want some Mo Gabina? And then like I was like, that's stupid. I shouldn't bring that up. But I still brought it up.
That is very stupid. No, the nickname came from college, and somebody started calling me Mo Bitches. I was like, that does not fit at all. That does not fit. No, like we were engineering majors. He's like, no, man, you're like the biggest player. He thought I fucked one of our like TAs.
Why do you think that?
She was just super cool with me. I spoke to her like in Japanese. Hey, shout out to Sachiko Nesan.
Dude, that's like infinite riz if you start speaking to a bitch in another language.
Oh, yeah. She was like, what the fuck you say? I thought she was gonna flunk me right there. She's like, get the fuck out of my class for that bullshit ass Japanese.
Dude, it's like every comedy movie when a guy's like, don't worry, I speak this language, and then you see the translation and it's like utter nonsense or something super offensive.
He's just like
I don't know how you could not fuck with people as a translator. Like Lucy Vingals or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, she does the fucking
deaf translations. Yeah. Dude, oh my god, if that was my job, I would be fucking with those people so hard. Like just doing fake shit. Like that's the jerk off.
Well, they don't like check you at all for it either, because there's like a lady that just got like caught again, and it was like the 5th time she did that shit.
Really?
Do you have to like go to another state to do that, or like can you just like stay in the same city?
No.
Dude, you have to be a
just putting out
transient.
references. She's like, "Hey, I did the thing for the president."
Nice. She's just throwing up random shit.
Yeah. They had one for sign language, and then they had another person that was just like supposed to be like a translator for the president or some shit like that. Like you can look it up. She's next to Obama, and he's like, and she's just like 3. Like,
Dude, imagine like if we saw that on television and it was like a fake translator and like you just saw like Obama tells them to say something, they say something to him, and you just see complete and utter shock on the other two people's faces and they're like, what did you just say?
It's like my house is dirty when they're like pica penne. Apunanana, apunanana. That shit is so dumb.
Dude, we were talking about like comedy before you got here. Not really on the podcast, but like our writing styles and shit. Yeah. And I was telling Mo that the other day I started drinking black coffee and like to punish myself for jerking off.
That was the origin of it.
Yeah, well, it wasn't the origin, but once I'd done one, I was like, you know what, that'd be a good way to incentivize myself to stop masturbating so fucking much.
Wait, explain the logic. Like, every time you jack off, you have to drink a black coffee, or just like...
Okay, so like I'm
black
fine with...
coffee makes you not want to jack off.
I'm fine with one a day, one jerking off a day. I've been lowering it, actually, because like that bit is serious.
I was going to say like one coffee a day.
No.
I'm good with the one black coffee.
No, my friend. That'll drink as many black coffees as I jerk off now. Like, I'll do one is acceptable. I get one pass for jerking off.
I feel like knocking it out once a day is like it's at least somewhat sane.
That's fair, yeah, because I mean, I was just, it was unhealthy how much I was doing it before. Like, I was on the phone with my friend John, and he was like, oh, like, have you ever jacked off twice in a day? And I was just like, oh, yeah, I've done that sometimes.
Yeah, remembering Destroy Dick December.
Oh, my God, I made it to day 13.
That's so unreal.
Why'd you start jacking off so much, Doug?
Dude, because I wasn't getting pussy, and I still don't get nearly enough, well, not nearly enough, nearly as much as I would like. And so,
Aren't you fucking that chick at Dunkin' Donuts?
Yeah, the fucking shout out Melissa. But, dude, I was telling him this bitch Melissa, like I explained her the situation, like, oh yeah, I'm fucking. Well, I didn't explain the masturbating part, but I was like, I was drinking black coffees, and she's like, that's the most disgusting shit I've ever heard, and I was like, no, it's fucking not. Fuck you.
That's not like a weird, like uncommon thing, though.
She said that the only people that drink black coffee is like serial killers and old white men. And I was like, well, I'm not saying
like
anything,
but
I was like, oh, well, maybe you should learn something. No, but I was like, I'll just drink a black coffee every time that I jerk off more than the once. Okay. And I do that because they're so nasty and I hate it. So I'm like, all right.
But you said you want to drink them for the comedy.
Because
benefit,
the other day,
are you just like purposely breaking your own rule so that you can drink black coffee?
No, I can drink black coffees as well without jerking off. But like, I for sure will have to drink one if I jerk off. Like,
and the forced one isn't going to taste as good.
No, dude, they're always nasty. Like, they're horrible. But like, as you
see
get
how this
through
all started off with us talking about our writing styles in comedy,
no,
and your writing style is like ADHD, bro.
Dude, my writing, most heard my comedy. It's fucking nonsense. But like,
I love it. I love watching you do stand up.
Mo gave me bad advice one time. He's like, dude, I love your the joke where you're like sweaty desert monkeys talking about Middle Eastern people. Every time I tell that one, it's just so bad.
That's
a good way to turn a crowd. Dude, the first time I said that one, that got such a good laugh, and I was like, whoa, people like this. And then, like I said it the second time.
I told you the night that it did well. And then I was like, oh, he should not do that joke anymore.
That one's so good though. Like it's funny.
It bombed hard though.
Oh yeah, but like I was telling Mo, my worst bomb, and like on a singular joke was my one where I was like, dude, like I had red pill my friends on Harvey Weinstein because they were under the impression that he was some disgusting rapist, but I know for a fact that couldn't have been possible. And like I'm explaining his fucking
the Fournier's gangrene bit is a bomb.
Oh yeah, dude, that one went so bad. Like literally,
it was tough.
It was so bad that like I got towards the end of it and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna stop. And then I went to the next joke and then I forgot it and I was like, oh well, thank you guys for that. And then the next comedian came on and like destroyed me because I did horribly with it. And I was like, fuck. And like I told Mo, like I'm not gonna say any names, Roker, but I'm coming for you if you ever have a bad set, Sarah.
Oh, that's gonna be rough to find Sarah with a bad set. She's a fucking killer.
Really?
Yeah, she's really fucking funny.
Dude, I've only seen her a couple of times.
Dude, she's fucking great. She's probably one of the best folks I've ever seen do like crowd work.
Really?
Yeah. Like, oh my God. One time she fucking got this girl who just got divorced from a trans woman who was transitioning, like getting sex assignment surgery during the time they worked together at Walmart, and cheated on her with another girl at Walmart.
Oh my God.
And then called the girl. All right, this is too much incriminating information. This is the whole thing. She called one of the girls that night. It was amazing.
That is insane.
Yeah.
Dude, I haven't seen like anyone do like really good crowd work like here in Reno yet.
Well, it's like you've I don't know, have you gone to any shows yet?
No, I haven't done my like I went to one at the Blind Onion, one of the planned ones, and like I was supposed to have my first like actual like book show in early December, but it fucking rained and snowed all day.
Yeah,
and it got canceled.
It's hard like seeing it at a mic unless somebody's like being obnoxious and you're like later on lined up. Then it's easier, but you're only gonna see that shit at like an actual like show.
Yeah, because then you actually have people that are there for comedy. Like as opposed to open mics, which open mics we do get some people that are there for comedy, but most of the time it's like it's people that are just kind of at the bar, and like they're like, oh, let's usher these people in.
They're probably half the time not down for crowd work.
Yeah, crowd work, dude. Yeah, and you also have to be funny. And a lot of times I'll see people do crowd work whenever nothing else is working.
Wait, what's your writing style? You still haven't said what is your writing style?
Writing style. So like I'll think of something that I'm like, that's so utterly fucking horribly fucked up that if anyone heard that, I would be put in a mental asylum. And I'm like, that's a good premise. And then like I'll like expound on it. And like usually I used to smoke weed and then write my stories, but like whenever I did the coffee, like it was shorter. I wrote like shorter jokes. Like Mo saw it the other night. No one else is gonna believe this, but I actually had a really fucking good set.
Amazing. It's fucking amazing. I set you up because you came in responding to a joke. I literally was like, Nate's fictional character would be the orangutan from Tailspin. And then he comes up and fucking just like, what did you call me?
I said, fuck you, Mo. If you were a fictional character, you'd be one of the gorillas from Tarzan. Dude, and like I heard a good laugh on them, and I was like...
And then just proceeds to fucking murder.
Dude, I was doing like my jokes, and then like I did the first one where I'm like, oh, I don't understand why white people get hit by cars so much. Did the whole thing, and it was killing, and I was like, I just realized I forgot to click record on my camera. And people laughed at that, and I was like, no, like... Fuck, I really forgot to click record. And then like I did the next joke and it also worked, which usually, by the way, don't get two that work in a row. But I was like, oh shit, two worked? And then I was like, damn, I wish I fucking started my camera. And like I said that between every bit because it was just like twisting the knife in deeper. Dude. But like whenever I do weed writing, like I'll make the story and like it'll be something that I think is funny. But like I was telling Mo, I'll have stories that are so long that there are like unfunny parts in them, and like
because you get ADHD as hell when you're baked.
Yeah, and like, but like whenever I write a story, I want it to make sense as a story. So I'll be like more worried about keeping like make the story make sense than making it funny. Mm-hmm. And so like I'll be on a whole rant about fucking Turkish people fucking each other in the ass, and like there's like a whole bit in between where it's like probably 40 seconds of like no laughter, and it just feels so bad.
Oh, where you have to explain to people that that in Turkey, you're gay if you take it up the asshole.
Yeah, there's only one gay dude. Yeah, if you like to fuck dudes in the ass, you're not gay. You're just a dirty ass fucker. Dude, one of my best lines, by the way. Fucking, it's like, oh, like whenever I read my shit back, I'm like, fuck, dude. If anyone got their hands on this, I would be sent to a mental asylum. Like, there's no doubt about it. Like, if they read worse than my premises, like I have one Google Docs for my premises, one for my full bits where I like write it out as word for word as I can. And then I have like other ones for like the date that I'm doing them. And like, it's like, I want to do these jokes specifically. So like right before I go up, I'll sit there and like read it out. And like fucking, I feel like I'm Eminem in 8 Mile where I like sometimes be in the bathroom like reciting the shit to myself so I remember it. And like one time Brandon Straker walked in on me and I've never been more embarrassed, dude. I was like, oh, because I know that he like instantly his first thought was just fucking a retard.
Like Jimmy in the mirror in the bathroom.
Dude, exactly. Like in fucking Better Call Saul. Dude, have you seen Breaking Bad, Mo?
No, I fucking hate that show.
Really?
What?
Fucking hate that show.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah,
Because
that's an insane take, for sure.
No, fuck that show, dude.
What, is it too good?
No, fuck that show, bro. Because it's just like, how come the successful drug dealer has to be a white dude?
Dude, no black dude. Are you trusting a black dude to do your chemistry if you're making meth? Dude, fucking, I don't know why I'm going to out the name, but I already started it, so I will. Parker Green, his cousin told me. What the fuck? His cousin, dude, Parker Green, shout out Parker. That nigga, I grew up next to him, and like, he was just a fucking little thug, and my parents hated him. But his cousin had got out of prison, and like, he was like there talking to us. He looked like an older version of Parker, and it was just so funny to me. And he spoke fast, and like, he talked like a nigga. And he's just like, yeah, man, you want to make meth? I know how to do it. Like a country nigga. And he's like explaining, he's like, you just got to get a 3x3 cooler, do all this, like mix it up, dig a hole, bury it down in there, have a hole that like comes up to where it can vent itself out, come back in a little bit. You're going to have crystals. And I was like, wait, hold up. Say that again. I need to write that down. I'm just giving out information. Imagine if I would have made the meth and then I'd have been like, yeah, it was this dude that told me everything I need to know. Oh, man. Fucking, how do you feel about rappers snitching, Mo?
I think it's necessary because they need to be killed.
Dude.
No, that's all that fucking, what's his name? Tadashi 6ix9ine started that shit?
Yeah.
Takashi or whatever the fuck he is. Cause it's like, you got plenty of rappers that like did shit and that rap about it. But like, I guess like to go viral, you got to talk about shit that you do right now.
Yeah.
Dude, and you got to talk, it's got to be real now. Cause like back in the day, Ice-T would make a song like, I'm a cop killer. And like it was understood that he didn't kill a cop. But now it's like TK actually telling a story about murdering an old dude. Dude, I was telling you the other day, TK was talking about, he was like, I feel like a hamster in prison. And it's like, man, that's a weird.
Getting shoved up people's asses.
Dude, going Richard Gere mode.
Yeah, they're going like 10 steps past just raping him. They're just literally balling him up and jamming him inside of people.
Dude, Joe Rogan has a bit similar to that where he's like, I'm not afraid that Shaq would rape me. I'm afraid that he would use me as a condom while he was fucking someone else.
Nice.
Dude, I was watching this video before you guys came about this lovely gentleman named Austin Harif, and he was a frat dude in FSU. And like he was a nice kid, like pretty polite. Like whenever he was on the football team, like they thought he was too nice. They try and piss him off during game days. And he went to college and became an unhinged maniac. And he came back and he was like, oh yeah, I'm actually half horse, half man. And like
Wait, but how did he lose his shit? Like, did he do some drugs?
He was on like prescription pills and like he would do acid and like he said that he smoked weed. And so people were like, it must have been that. But then they said, no, it's got to be Flocka, like that, some random drug. And so he's like, I'm half man, half horse. He'd like walk around their house all night and he'd be like, knocking on the like his family's doors and be like, just letting you know, I'm in here keeping you safe. Like if anything comes in here, I'm gonna fucking kill it. And they're like, okay, well start locking your doors at night, guys, because Austin's nuts. And fucking one day he was like hanging out with his sister and like they were walking to go meet his dad and like his dad's new girlfriend at like a Bonefish Grill or something. And Austin looked over at her and was like, I think now's a good time to test my immortality, and started trying to walk in traffic. And this bitch is like throwing herself in the way, like, no, Austin, you're going to kill me if you end up going out there because I'm in between you and the cars. You can't do that. And so like they go in there and like Austin, like they're talking just normally, like having a normal conversation. I guess his sister didn't bring up the fact that he just tried to fucking kill himself and thought about that he was half horse. Yeah. And so like they're in there and like he gets up, goes to the bathroom, actually fakes going to the bathroom, walks outside, comes back in like 3 minutes later, gets up like 10 minutes later, walks out, leaves the restaurant, goes to his fucking to his mom's house, and his mom hears someone come in and like she's like, oh, who is that? Because like she knows Austin's supposed to be with her dad and shit. She goes out and sees this nigga downing a bottle of cooking oil and has a bunch of Parmesan cheese all over the place. And she's like, takes it from him. Yeah. She takes the bottle from him and it's like, what are you doing? Like, you're supposed to be at the thing with your dad. And so like, he's like, yeah, you're right. Goes, changes clothes, shows up in a completely different fit. And like no one's saying anything at first at the table. And like fucking the dad is like, all right, I'll be the one to break the silence. What the fuck is going on? And like, I guess Austin got upset. He gets up, walks out, and he goes down like this this one road where there's like an older couple, like not even super old, but like in their late 50s, and they chill in the garage, talk to all their neighbors, drink all the time. They're very social. And like it was just a chick in the garage, and like the neighbor across the street heard like some banging.
Oh my god.
And like he was like, what the fuck? He looked out his window and saw Austin like slamming the bitch's car door. And then like he's like, oh, what the hell? And whenever he's about to go out and check what's going on, he hears like a blood curdling like woman scream. And like this nigga's like going after her. And the dude comes out to try and fucking...
You did this to me earlier when we started talking about that Aubrey Plaza shit, where I was like, hey, man, what's up with that show? And then you just like, you're pulling me into this whole thing.
Yeah.
Like, you're like, hey, you guys seen this documentary? Let me tell it to you.
That shit is
Entire
so
fucking
The entire thing. Dude,
I was like, does he kill somebody? Like, what the fuck
No,
is going on?
it gets better. It gets better, dude. The dude goes out to try and stop this because he's like, he's about to beat up that lady. He like goes and swings on him, throws Austin to the ground, like face first into the concrete. And like this, he's like, he's going to be knocked out. And he sees that he's bleeding. Austin had a knife and stabbed him like 5 times in between the time that he like had done that. And so the guy runs over to his house, calls the cops, and like he hears like screaming and like wolf noises. Like a dude's like snarling and
He
like
became a furry. That's what happened to him.
yeah, too much furry porn.
Yeah.
But like he hears like screaming. The cops show up. They see that the husband came back from his walk, and they see Austin's like on top of him, like holding him, and they're like, "What the fuck? Like we can't shoot him because we're gonna shoot this guy." They see that he's like hooking the guy's mouth out and biting chunks off of his face, and like they're like, "Fucking freeze now!" And like one of the dudes is like, "I'm gonna tase him." Tases him while he's getting tased, doesn't react at all, and just keeps on doing it. He's like, "I'm gonna get him off." Fucking kicks him in the face, knocks the dude down. He gets up, starts eating the guy's face again. They're like, what the fuck? They're like, release the hound, let the canine out. The canine grabs his arm and starts pulling it away so he can't like rip his face off anymore. He yanks his arm out of the dog's mouth, like with the teeth in there, and like they're like doing serious damage to himself, and he's still eating the dude's face. And like it happens multiple times. Eventually they somehow get him off. And the dude's like, fucking kill me, I'm eating people, what are you doing? And then like passes out. And then, yeah, they're like, oh, well, I guess this guy's clearly crazy. And I think he's going to go on trial now to see if if he was nuts or not.
Oh, he didn't die?
No, no. The dude did die. Like, the dude that got his face ate and died. The guy
No. The kid that was eating.
Oh, no. He was fine.
Oh,
like, he was unresponsive for a second. But like, they arrested him, and then they wanted to find out what happened.
They didn't shoot him.
Yeah, why don't you blow his brains out?
I would have fully listened to him if I was the cop. I'm a pussy. Like, if I saw that at first, I would have just, like, if I saw him eating a face, sorry, dude, you don't get to live anymore.
Yeah,
damn.
bro, like,
Crazy.
you went fucking.
As soon as that taser hit and he was unfazed, I would have been like,
Well, gun time. This is going to be an issue. It's like the video of the fat black dude that's like getting tased and he's like, I'm going to get you, and not being affected. It's always like either crackheads or fat black dudes that are just unaffected by tasers.
I'm just built different.
I'd have been okay with police brutality in that situation. If they just started busting out, like, just started beating the shit out of them. Yeah. I was like, anything turns into Resident Evil. Like, that is like my line. It's just like, normally I'm like, oh, fuck the police. But I'm like, dude, that's like a scene out of fucking Resident Evil.
Like, what if it was an actual zombie?
Yeah.
They better kill that shit.
Dude, they what the doctors came up with is like it's some super complicated name, but it's like it's whenever a person thinks they turn into a werewolf and like they actually think that they are.
That's crazy.
And like they're like, well, I mean, he had to have been crazy because like any normal human, even on drugs, like has some sort of like protection like thing of themselves. So like whenever he's getting tased and like his arm bitten, he wouldn't have been doing that how he was, because like the man was literally hurting himself and not giving a fuck at all.
But he thinks he's turning into a werewolf. That's so cool, because then he'd be like, the moon is full.
Dude, just go around.
It's happening right now. Kill me with the silver bullets.
Dude, there's actual serial killers that do the same thing. I think we should let him out and see if he we gotta run the test and like see if he really is a werewolf, because maybe it's just certain days that he feels more werewolfish than others.
You don't need to let him out. Like, you watched him in prison, you're like, all right, the moon is full, dog. Like,
that's way less interesting.
Dude, he's like, ah.
Dude, that guy, if we did a prisoner Hunger Games, though, would definitely come out on top.
He's just bro.
Prisoner Hunger Games, that'd be kind of fire.
You have to plan it on the lunar. You gotta know all the lunar shit.
Yeah.
Dude, like whenever we have a red moon, he turns into like a super werewolf. What would we do though? Like if we found a guy and like he did, let's say it is Austin, and like I don't believe you, and then one night the nigga literally turns into like you see him transforming into a werewolf. You gotta shoot him.
Yeah.
Like if he's behind
then
bars,
you don't have a silver bullet, so you're fucked.
Oof.
Nah, bro. If he's mid transformation, I think you can kill him. I think you can kill him. Like he's not an almighty werewolf yet. And why that's some old white people out of Romania shit too. They're like, oh, we're scared of wolves.
A wolf person. They say that's I think when I say they, it was some shit I heard on Joe Rogan. But like Native Americans, like coyotes, they knew that coyotes were smart as fuck, and like they're like coyotes are so smart that it has to be like part wolf, part man, because it's like fucking with us, and they're like horrifying, and so I guess that's where it fucking came from. But you would think that came from like I don't know, like a giant fucking Middle Eastern dude that was just super hairy. And you're like, oh my god, that's definitely got to be an animal.
Nice.
That's like what Columbus thought when he pulled up to. Well, no, he wasn't the one that pulled up to Africa. But that's those niggas thought when he pulled up to Africa.
Dog. You went to the West Indies. Did you not graduate high school?
No, dude, I went to Black High School. I didn't know shit. Black High School is a. No, I didn't.
Wait, is that? It's Black High School.
Black High School is an oxymoron. No, fucking Black College is an oxymoron. Okay. But fucking, no, I knew that. That's why I was saying, like, I was going to make a joke of Columbus pulling up to Africa, and he's like, look at these animals. But then I realized, oh shit, he didn't go to fucking Africa. Dude,
you know the reason, like, Europeans thought black people were fucked up was because we was beating up Middle Eastern people. That's where they learned it from, like, I'm fucking high, I can't say all the smart shit right now, but, no, like, there was a legend. Because like the Middle Eastern folks would try to invade Africa through like North Africa, and then they would like, man, don't fuck with those darkies over there.
They're fucking nuts.
They were beating the shit out of them. And then they started hating them because like in North Africa where my family's from, it's like it's high mountains next to the equator, naturally defended, and then you got fucking tallest people and shit like that. So like they try to fight those guys, and then like the Greeks and shit hijacked all their culture, and then they were like, yeah, we hate black people too, and that's how it started. I fucking watched the 45-minute video I watched to educate you on that. That was pretty much it.
Nice,
dude. I watched a video talking about why Middle Eastern people are savages. Like fucking, it's like the Muslim culture. Like back in like 800, they were like one of the most advanced, like scientifically and like in engineering, and they're like actually very intelligent. But
that was when they invaded North Africa. It was like 7th century, 8th century,
and that's what the fucking they got into Spain and Italy too. Yeah. I forgot what those people. I think the Moors. Yeah, fucking they're on their bullshit. But then
that's why Italians always be like, no, I'm from Sicily.
Dude, Italian.
I got a little black in me.
Italians are the blacks of. Actually, no. Irish people are the blacks of Europe, but Italians are like the Jews of Europe, even though there are already Jews. Dude,
they call the Irish
Jews.
Monkeys, bro. They used to call them monkeys. Yeah. You know how bad you gotta be, and then more people started migrating to America, and they're like, all right, we accept the Irish now.
Maybe monkey is a compliment. I don't know. He's like, oh yeah, they're very good climbers.
Oh no, it was not.
No, but Genghis Khan showed up to the Middle East and started just destroying everyone. So like the only people that survived were like crazy Islamic people that were in like caves and shit, and then they were the ones that spread their religion. And so it'd be like basically if Christianity was only in America, someone came and killed everyone in America except for like the most backwoods West Virginia, Alabama fucks, and it was just those psychopaths that were like,
well, he didn't get all the way to like Saudi Arabia area, and that's like where like the actual core of Islam was, and they had already gone like way west.
Oh no, he got up to. Well, you're right. I'm thinking Iraq. Yeah, you're
that's where Baghdad is, right? Iraq.
Yeah. He flattened Baghdad
because like Islam spread to like that area from like Arabia, and then it went west, so it had already like ran its course spreading before what's his nuts fucked
Genghis
on like
Khan
the
destroyed
Eastern,
them.
the Eastern Muslims.
That completely destroys my theory. But what probably happened then is like
Wait. Did I ever tell you how Mormonism is just white people Islam?
No. How?
What?
How?
Have I never told? Okay, if you go side by side, what's his name? Muhammad had like he was like trying to figure out what the correct religion was, and then he was like a caught by a spirit or some shit like that, and then he started having like visions. Joseph Smith did the same thing. They both died, and then the reason the religion split was because they didn't decide if they could like pass it down to their son or to their like number one follower. That's the reason like both of them split. Oh my gosh. Yeah, dude. Mormonism is white people Islam. You guys didn't know that?
Dude, that's
Yes, there are a lot of parallels.
that's amazing. Fucking
Fire.
Yes.
that's the craziest shit about like Muslims is like Muslims hate Muslims more than they hate anyone. Like Sunnis versus
They
Shias,
beef with each other for sure.
like that's why like Saudi Arabia hates Iran. Is because I can't remember which one's which, but one is Sunni, one is Shia, and they're just like, we don't fuck with you at all. So like America will come over to like the Middle East, and like Saudi Arabia will be like, yeah, fuck them up. So it's not like the whole Middle East is like fuck America. It's like whenever you're on our side, like hell yeah, like that's awesome. Like fucking Iraq was another one where like they had invaded Kuwait, and like America was like, well, they might go down to our ally Saudi Arabia, so let's jump in. And so
Well, the reason we aligned with Saudi Arabia is because they had all the oil, and we were like, listen, you want us to build some shit over there? And then they would pump their money into like American companies because they were the only ones smart enough not to take like, or wait, no, they had so much like resources they didn't let us like buy into their. Into the House of Saud was smart enough not to let us, because that was basically like, you guys read that book like Confessions of an Economic Hitman? Mm-mm. Oh, that shit's fucking dope. I think that guy's been on Rogan a few times. But basically, like in the 60s and 70s, we would like use the International Monetary Fund and like the World Bank to give loans to like third world countries, and then to build shit, and then they'd be required to use like Western like engineering companies and like construction companies, and they couldn't like hire people from that country and like let that money go back. Mm-hmm. And then they would be indebted to us so that we could use their resources.
Nice. Dude, that's what China's doing now.
Oh no, but China fucked themselves up by killing all the girls, dude.
Yeah, they're like, you can only have one kid, and everyone's like, well, I'm having a son.
Oh yeah.
Now there's just like a whole generation of like a 40-year gap where there's just no bitches. Or they're like accidents, and they're like, oh man.
Well, so they call them the forgotten women. Like, so they have like, not only do they have like no women like to match up with the men, but also the women are like very like westernized too. So they're like, they need an Asian Andrew Tate to be like, listen, you bitches need to start letting us come in you, and so we can make these babies.
Yeah. Like, listen, bitch, if you want us to survive as a race, you have to let me be like that tortoise.
Yeah, because a lot of the chicks are like well off, like single, and like making lots of money in the cities, and all the single dudes that are the same age as them are like poorly educated farmers and shit.
Oh,
and they're like, I don't want to fuck one of those losers.
Yeah,
so
just to make single. More people for like the factories and shit. Like that.
Exactly. So that my kid can make fucking iPhones and hit vapes to test them.
Dude, oh my god, I never even thought about that.
Have you seen the fucking videos?
Is it like kids?
No, it's not kids, but it's like just little like 18-year-old Chinese dudes with like a whole pallet of like 128 of the disposable vapes just going to make sure they all hit.
Dude, if we sent the Stockton niggas over there, they'd be in heaven. And they would be like, oh my god, I get to hit
like,
them all.
You get paid for this?
Grant would be like, that's hella cool, bruh. And they even let me sleep here. And there's a cool net outside, so if I want to jump outside the building, it launches me back in my seat. Yeah. Dude, fucking... But China's doing that where they're like going all over Africa right now, and they're like building port. They're like, we're gonna build you a port for your amazing port city, and it's gonna function, and you're gonna be able to make your country amazing. But you have to pay us off like this amount. Don't worry about that; it's no big deal. And like in the contract, it's like an insane amount that they'll never be able to pay off. And they're like, if you can't pay it off by tomorrow, then we actually own this port now.
And they already have, like, their dicks in the politics of, like, a lot of, like, Eastern and, like, South Africa. Because, like, the Communist Party of China, like, basically funded half of the, like, revolutionary wars, like, to get independence from Europe and shit. Like, they were the ones sending him AKs. Like, half of it was, like, Russia, and half of it was China, pretty much.
Shout out to Winnie the Pooh.
Dude, fucking, that's what America did in South America, too. It was like, we would, whenever we saw that there was, like, a leader we didn't like, we'd be like, all right, well, I mean, if there was to be a revolution and they overthrew that guy, that wouldn't hurt anyone, would it? Other than, like, the 70,000 people that get hacked to death by machetes.
It was kind of different, though, because that's more of us, like, puppeting these countries. That was kind of like China, like... I mean, for sure, the revolutions had to happen, because, like, everyone wanted independence from Europe, and that's something that had to, like...
Be established.
Get done. Like, that was something that needed to come to an end, obviously, and everyone knew it, and China just saw that as an opportunity to be like, we'll just throw them a bunch of fucking machine guns, and then they'll like us later.
God damn, dude. I mean, that makes sense because, like, you're not going to give up your colonies if you don't have to.
And they taught them all communism, too. So, I mean, a lot of the people who were getting independence, a lot of them wanted communist governments. But what most of the countries got anyway were just, like, dictators, pretty much.
Weren't you saying that, like, Karl Marx didn't respect, like, Russian communism at all? And
he
was
thought
like,
that'd be the last place out of all of, like, Europe to become communist. Because he thought they were the most, like...
barbaric or behind.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course a German would be racist towards Russians.
Dude, he's like, they're not smart.
He thought France, Germany, or England were going to be like the centers of communism.
That makes sense.
I wonder
Wait,
what
was
he
Marx French or was he German?
He was a German Jew.
Yeah,
think.
that makes sense. That makes sense.
I wonder what he would have thought of, like, the Chinese communism, because, like, they're not even really communist.
I mean, no communist governments have been actual Marxism. They just use Marxism as, like, a cool fucking idea to get people on board and then just fuck everybody.
Yeah.
What's the difference between, like, communism and Marxism? Because, like, I usually hear those as, like, two interchangeable terms.
I mean, they are pretty much interchangeable. It's just, like, actual practical communism that we've seen has never been, like, the actual ideology. Like, it's like, in practice, they use the ideology and prop it up, like I said, as, like, a promise that is a good idea, but then it just ends up usually being, like, some sort of, like, extreme oligarchy, fascism, funhouse.
That's exactly everything. Everything ends as either a tyranny or an oligarchy.
Yeah, and they just feed you an ideology to get you on board.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Dude, I'm surprised that, like, France didn't turn to communism after. Well, actually, I don't know when Marx was around.
They
So maybe it
tried,
wasn't.
like, 4 fucking times.
No. France had their revolution, and then they ended up in a tyranny after their revolution. That's why, like,
Napoleon
They
took
had another
over.
revolution and then another revolution.
There's never been, so even the American Revolution is like, we're painted as like this successful, but we ended up starting a revolution because of an oligarchy. Like, think about, like, the reasons that taxation without representation, but who's it impacting at that time? It was the rich land-owning white people at that beginning, so...
Dude, it's crazy because, like, we were saying no taxation without representation, like saying we wanted a seat in the parliament, but, you know, actually, that wasn't, like, too not normal of us to not have one, because, like, Manchester and, like, Liverpool both didn't even have their own seats in the parliament. So it was, like...
Really?
Yeah,
Damn,
like,
this
there's
motherfucker came out real educated right now. Holy shit.
Dude, no. Like,
out of nowhere with that one. All right, respect. All right.
there was people that, like, didn't have their tax, like, they weren't getting represented either, and they're like, fucking, what are you complaining about? You're all the way over there and you're not getting to vote. We're fucking, like, actually here. And, like, they're like, no, fuck that, that's gay. So that's why the English people were like, fuck them, why do they want to get a seat? And England was like, you better not even think about rebelling in here, or there's going to be no fucking ocean to protect you. And that's, like, the only reason we won was because, like, we had the ocean separating us, and they got over here and they're getting raped by diseases.
I think they also were, like fighting the French on the other side, too, so they didn't have all the time.
Yeah.
Because they came back in the War of 1812. They were like, hey, motherfucker. we had to postpone for a second, and then they kicked us out of, like, the capital for a bit of time.
They burned it down.
Yeah.
Dude, you know what they would do during the War of 1812 is, like, they would just pull up with a ship that, like, was way bigger than anything we had, and they would just launch fireballs into cities. And, like, there's nothing you can do to stop that. Like imagine
fire.
if you're in a coastal city and like you don't have a navy that's like really actually able to deal with, even if you do have a navy, England was the biggest navy at that point. Like either them or Spain. And so like they just show up and start destroying shit and you're like, well, I guess we have to move inland for like a couple months until they decide to stop being dicks.
Yeah.
Dude, fucking, we had a whole podcast on the French Revolution too, dude. We were talking about all the causes. Like,
I took a whole fucking college course on just the French Revolution.
What's your degree in? Or
history?
Oh, fuck, man.
Yeah.
bound to
history
repeat
nerd.
itself. Yeah, we talk about history here all the time on the Nate Hate podcast, and I've never said anything incorrect. So all my information is fully right. If you have to write a paper, just watch the podcast and regurgitate all the nonsense that I've been spewing.
Only source you need to cite is us.
The Nate Hate Show.
Also, if you were wondering about my writing format for writing comedy,
Dude,
I always start with the premise and go, why is this funny?
dude. Oh my God. If I question why my shit is funny, I just end up with a blank sheet of paper and upset that I have no ideas.
He wants to, it's like, I get it, man. Every black dude that does comedy wants to end up like Patrice now.
Yeah. It's like, oh yeah, I'm just going to go up and I'll just be super confident and amazing on stage and have a presence.
That dude just walked out, but he was like, thank you, everybody. Thank you to the audience coordinator for that set of titties right there. Like, that was his opening joke on his fucking special.
Dude, and it killed.
Yeah.
If I said that, I'd get fucking pepper sprayed.
Dollar store pepper spray.
Dude, fucking, you know Rory, right? Rory Beers?
Oh, yeah, I love that dude. He's the fucking sweetheart, man.
Rory has seen me spit game to so many atrocious bitches and Patty and Irene's. And, like, he's always, like, kind of laughing. And I'm always in my head, like, fuck you, Rory. You look like you're cosplaying as a pirate. Like, you don't get bitches like that. And then, like, last night, he is like, there's some disgustingly drunk bitch that was, like, on the floor with Charlie, his adorable dog. And, like, she wanted Rory. And, like, eventually the chick left, and we were like, what's wrong, Rory? You didn't want that floor pussy? And he's like, no, I think I have something better coming. One of the hottest girls I've seen in Reno comes in and is, like, all over Rory, and I'm like, I was, like, literally at the end of the night, I was DMing him. Like, he posted it on a story. I was DMing him, I was like, Rory.
You motherfucker.
Yes, I was like, you gotta teach me what the fuck
Got
you
that
know.
pirate Riz.
Dude, he just goes up, and he's like, yarg, and throws a fucking cup of doubloons at him. Speaking
of Riz, like, I hate to get off topic, but have you guys seen anything about, like, the Justin Roiland, like, DM situation?
He out here kidnapping bitches, dog.
What?
Yeah. That shit's fucking great.
I heard, like, something about it, but, like, I don't know anything. Like, I heard that something happened, but I don't know, like, what.
I was just reading all of his, like, multiple, like, archived DM and text conversations he's had with, like, dozens of, like, 14 to, like, 16-year-old girls. That shit was unfucking believable, some of it.
Yeah, bro.
Like, it was, like, the most, like...
Bro, you can't get into Hollywood unless you're a pedophile. Like,
Dude, either a pedophile or a...
Hey, if you see any of us get famous...
You know I fucked a kid. I would fuck... If someone was like, you can be the most famous comedian ever, but you have to fuck kids, I'd be like, oh, done. Which ones? Can I choose? Fucking find me a shirt.
We're always, like, joking around, like, it's Illuminati, They gotta get some shit on you, bro.
That's literally the Jeffrey Epstein thing, is like, people would go to his island, and, like, allegedly, some of them would know, some of them wouldn't. I would assume, like, Bill Clinton, who went there 26 times, probably knew what was going on.
Maybe.
But, like...
He probably had an idea, at least.
That's why Dave Chappelle was so mad at, like, the trans community for being upset at his comedy. He's like, listen, I didn't fuck kids. I came up...
He's like, I'm actually a good person. You guys are coming after me. That's so funny that was just, like, the hill he wanted to, not even chose to die on, but he was like, I'm gonna keep making fun of you guys. And they're like, fuck you, that's not funny. And then everyone's like, that shit is hilarious. What are you talking about? Like, every time he brings them up, it's like, oh, fuck. I wonder what he's gonna say to piss him off this time. And it's always amazing. And then, afterwards, it resonates.
Oh, man, I think you got to be careful when too many, like, when the accent of white people changes that have your back. If they're like, bro, you're funny, and they're like, hey, bro, yeah, I think you made some good points.
Dude, he's reaching all of the parts of society whenever he's getting the hits.
But that makes sense, though. That's where he lives. He lives in, like,
Ohio.
Oh, yeah, he's like, I live amongst the poor whites.
Dude, I forgot. I forgot his bit, but he's like, Ohio in the Native American tongue, it means land of the poor white people. Fucking,
that's us, true. Bro. That's up. We're in Reno. We're in Reno of the mountainous whites,
dude. Yeah. Like, I'm kind of realizing now that I'm older, like, kind of everywhere in America is the land of the poor whites, because white people are poor everywhere.
Yeah, bro. They make up 70% of the population. 82% of the people that enlist in the military, by the way, are white.
Really?
No, not 82. I think it's 69%. Might be wrong, but I know majority of the military. Yeah, they keep y'all poor. At least we're not Negroes.
Dude. Imagine that, like, if you're like a poor white dude that's just like your life sucks.
82%, yeah.
Dude, you're fucking like your family is literally dying because they don't have enough money to buy food, and then you're just at the end of the day like, at least I'm not a nigger. Like, you're like, I do have that one saving grace.
Yeah, like Uncle Ruckus, but he actually is.
I've been working on a bit about that, because they were like, because everybody else is like, oh yeah, in the South they're like, the reason it was state rights. It was state rights. It wasn't slavery or some bullshit like that. I was like, yes, it was secondary to slavery. The first one was like, nah, we don't want them niggas to have rights.
Like, we need the right to withhold nigger rights.
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
That's another interesting thing with the revolution. Not the revolution. Jesus, I do sound like an ignorant fucker. Yeah, the Civil War is like, it was about states' rights, but it was like, it's the states' rights to slavery. But like, they were like,
no, they some states didn't even talk about slavery. It was so much about, we hate them niggas.
Dude, they're just like, dude, we have to be able to own them.
Yeah.
It'd be fucked up if we couldn't.
One, and they were like, y'all aren't coming up here.
Yeah, dude.
They're like, what the fuck?
They're like, did you just fight a war to free us? They're like, wait, you thought that was to free you? What? And it's like, no, because like there was a big divide, like, between not just like owning slaves or not owning them, but it's like the slave state versus the non-slave state was like a power thing. Because like how the Senate worked is you get a certain amount of representatives for.
Oh yeah.
You get two states. You get two.
Three-fifths compromise, dog.
Dude, but you would get like two senators, and like if you had more. If there was like 13 slave states and there are 13 free states, then it's like, all right, it's even. No one's going to get overrun. But then whenever they started like finding like the Kansas-Nebraska Act, like whenever they were founding Kansas,
they tried to let them choose.
They're like,
and they ended up fucking killing each other.
They literally couldn't decide. Like senators were caning each other, literally fighting, deciding on if it was going to be a free or a slave state. And eventually
that
they
would
were
have been dope to watch. So it's just like
old white dudes beating the shit out of each other.
If that was just, oh man, I challenge you to a caning.
No, not even. It'd be like you're on stage talking and some dude's like, fuck you, faggot, I don't want to hear this anymore. Comes up with a cane and starts fighting you. And they're like having a Star Wars battle. And it's like in slow motion.
WWE fight, hits him with like a full.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Pulls out a sledgehammer and hits him. Dude, but
out of nowhere, it's Senator McConnell. He's got a steel chair. Oh,
dude, comes up and hits him with a giant stimulus.
I finally stopped getting like fine bitches on my Instagram suggested. Well, no, they're still there.
Oh shit, you were talking about. So wait, you can't pull no bitches or something, bro? Like,
dude, no, I can't.
Because Rory got game, dog. I knew you was trying to bring it up,
dude. I didn't know he had game. Like, I really had. I sent him the Shaq video where he's like, "I apologize, Christian Wood. I was unfamiliar with your game." And I was like, "That was me."
It was like the second or third time I kicked it with Rory. He was out on some date with some chick, and then she turned out to be obsessed with him. And then she was like trying to get cool with me, and I showed him the messages. She was like, oh man, he just did me dirty. Da-da-da. I was just like, oh yeah, this motherfucker got game right here. I was just watching it.
He has such a good game that he has a crazy bitch over here willing to fucking revenge fuck some black dude just to get back at him. Or do you think she was trying to weasel her way in to be like,
her and I were cool, like she like that. But I think she was just trying to make him jealous. Yeah, I was just like, oh shit, this is crazy.
And Rory's probably like you show him the DMs, he's probably like, oh, that's funny, she's crazy.
Yeah,
dude. But I was talking to John earlier, and I was telling him like, dude, my issue with like bitches is like if I'm drunk, then I'll go and talk to whoever. But like I can confidently spit game at like older bitches or like bitches that are ugly because I'm not as worried about like the rejection part because I'll just be like whatever.
If she's bad, you're like
dude, girls my age, I just turn into a fucking faggot, like not even a faggot. That'd be the wrong word, but I turn into a pussy. Like I'll just be like I don't know what to talk about. I don't know if I'm gonna offend this chick, and it's like I get way too in my own head. I'm like, what do I want to bring up? Because I know what I want to talk about. Like I think something might be interesting. And I'll bring up like fucking the fact that Haiti still pays reparations to France for like making France lose all their slaves. And then she'll just be staring at me like I'm a crazy person.
That's the first thing he'll say. You know, Haiti still pays reparations to France. Like, bro, you gotta like you didn't even ask her name. Like,
dude, no, I mean, okay, I'm not like, that's not how I start off, obviously. But like, we'll start talking, be like, oh, hey, what's your name? She's like, oh, yeah, this. Oh, what's your name?
what
Nathan.
is there to talk to a woman about?
Because like if I want to have a conversation, dude, I'm gonna want to have it with the bros. Like I want to talk to Jake. I want to talk to Jake about history or fucking talk to you about comedy. I don't want to like have that conversation with someone that like I'm attracted to. It's like I don't know what because like I don't know what we're gonna talk about that we have in common. Because I don't know a lot of bitches that like fucking are obsessed with jacking off, watching too much porn and playing video games.
Yeah, 90%.
Bro, there's plenty of girls that like play video games. They're obsessed with anime, all that shit, bro.
Yeah, their freaks are ugly.
Girls are definitely like a forbidden fruit. That shit will fucking fuck you up.
Can you tell that story that you saw in Stockton where there was the e-girls at like the In-N-Out and like one of the kids? Do you remember that?
Oh no, that was at the In-N-Out here.
What?
Yeah. Okay, so I was in an In-N-Out just like eating my fucking 3x3 after working out. Probably at like 10 at night, 11 at night. And I'm in there. There's like this group of like goober ass like little white kids like hanging out. Like one of them's got like the In-N-Out hat on, like little trolls for sure. Fortnite enjoyers. Like they're probably like 14 to 16. One of them can drive, obviously, because they're there. And there's like these e-girls like sitting eating at this booth like on the other side of the restaurant. And I was just watching them like whispering, like they're planning something, like some devious little plan. And I see them like a couple of them pull like their dollars out of their pocket and they're like, here, we'll give you this if you do it. And I'm like, okay, this is hopefully going to be good. Like I thought they were going to like do some dumb shit, like throw a drink across the store and run out, to be honest. But like they all get up to leave, and then the like goofy kid wearing the In-N-Out hat goes up to the table like where those chicks are sitting and gets down on his knees, like begging them. He's like, please, could I get some pussy? And one of them looks at him and she's like, I've never wanted anyone to get away from me more in my entire life. And he goes, sorry, and gets up and walks out.
But part of you hopes that she would have just looked at him. No, but she would have lost her value if she did go like, here's some pussy. You know, man.
I guess I'll grace you with a little bit of pussy. You can take a sniff of my G-string.
Oh my god, dude, that poor little fella. Imagine having that. Do you guys remember having? Oh wait, you guys are like in your early 20s, right?
Yeah.
I'm like in my late 30s.
We can tell that you're an old ass man by the gray patch of hair in your head.
Oh yeah. So I was just like, I'm like, oh, I remember being that horny.
Yeah.
Oh,
like,
dude.
just fuck, dude. Just,
I mean, I'm still damn near that horny every day.
I was gonna say, I already told you I fucking jerk off 5 times a day or force myself to drink black coffees, dude. That's the point.
You gotta get over your approach anxiety, dog, because that's just like that's just some basic bullshit right there.
Dude, I was literally telling John, this shout out John, but fucking I was literally telling him like, dude, I have to start like going up and just talking to him, because it's like worst case scenario is they don't fuck me if I don't talk to him. If I go up to him and talk, worst case scenario is they don't fuck me and they're like, that's disgusting. I'd rather put a campfire out with my face.
But like your ADHD, that's a whole other thing in and of itself, because you're just like, you can't sit there and just like wait for her to say something and talk to you, because that's usually the basics, right? Like you go up there, you ask her an open-ended question, and then you let her talk, and then you just let her do most of the talking. Like, yeah, but your ADHD is like, hey, bro, I gotta say, come on, bro, like I gotta say something, bro.
Exactly how it is.
And I'll try and be like, okay, well, it's a little bit of quiet. I'll try to be funny, and I'll say something that I think is funny, and then it's like complete blank stare. And also, most of the time, it's something horrific that like it's a joke, obviously, But it'll be like, oh, they didn't accept that's a joke, so now I sound like a guy that really does think Hitler's the best. Or something like that.
You don't really have the, like, approach anxiety that bad, though, because I've seen this man go up to, like, 7 different chicks and
but how
when I was exactly.
Okay, yeah, he's hammered.
I was destroyed. That was the bar crawl, and Jack was dressed like a sailor, and I think I was in my cowboy outfit.
It was me, you, and Jack, and Novi.
Because Seabass's dumbass tried to sneak over to the VIP line, and then he got kicked out. He's like, "Can I come back with you?" And we're like, "No," because it was fucking packed.
I told you how I got over the, like, approach anxiety, though. Like, I still have the same problem of being, like, autistic as fuck and being into bullshit, so I've no idea what to talk about. But, like, literally, like, this summer, like, most days that I worked out, and I worked out, like, 6 days a week every week, I would just, like, cold approach some bitch in the gym and, like, talk to her and ask her for a number.
Bro, what are you, like, 6'4"?
Like 6'2".
Oh yeah, you got it. Both of y'all some tall motherfuckers. You guys got it easy, bro. Like you just roll up and be like, "Hey, listen, I'm over 6 foot, bitch."
Dude, but I just get
look at these gray sweatpants, bitch. Like just started.
Dude, I do notice that in the gym that like my dick print is very visible when I'm gonna be on the calf raise
talking about approaching chicks at the gym. I'm like, bro, you just
no.
They were staring at hair for a while. They were like, oh my god.
I mean, yeah, for sure.
You can't tell, but under this guy's actually fucking jacked too.
I can believe it, bro.
Dude,
I'm sitting next to. I'm looking at this motherfucker's bone structure, dog. This motherfucker look like Andrew Sarsgaard from fucking what's that last Viking movie? They made another bullshit Viking movie.
It's called like Viking or something.
It's Viking. Yeah.
Joe Rogan said that one's like an actual good depiction of like what Vikings were like.
That motherfucker was just out there. Watch that movie. That movie is dope. Yeah. No, I don't want to ruin the plot because it's very crucial. I was gonna make a joke about his mom in that movie. Actually,
dude, we love spoilers on this show.
Oh yeah, so she was married to. He found out at the end that his mom hated his dad because he raped her, and then she was getting dicked down by his uncle who she actually loved. So it was so cold, bro. It's so cold. He was just like, oh mom. You did me like that.
That's fucked.
He was mad at his mom?
Yeah, because he's a child of rape. Like but he couldn't understand. He's just like, all he remembered was being a kid and being a kid and then like his uncle killing his dad and then like taking over like that shit is cold blooded, bro. And at the spoilers, I guess, but I guess at the end he was just like he found out that his mom was like, oh yeah, no, I loved you, I love that man, I love that dick, like.
Fuck, I mean, that was his mom's fault. She should have chose to not get raped if she didn't want to. If she didn't want to happen.
Who was that senator that said that shit? It's like if it's legitimate rape. Like there was some dude that said that shit. He was like, if it's legitimate rape, your body will respond in a way to keep you from getting pregnant.
Dude, see, like, I don't understand how bitches get raped, because if I was a chick about to get raped, I'd be like, no, you don't have to rape me. I got you. Just let me suck your dick.
If I had
biting the dick off.
If I had a pussy, I would know every form of karate. Like
dude, fuck karate. I'd carry a gun.
Yeah, I'd be hammered up 24/7 if I was a girl.
Bro,
I don't understand why more girls don't have guns.
I think we understand how horny men are because we've felt that and experienced that, and they're like, and then they rationalize it in their mind. They're like, no, it's okay. I could be friends with that dude. And I'm just like, you're friends with the monster.
It's like, dude, it's like, I know how bad I get when I'm horny, and I know that I'm not even near the worst human being. So it's like, holy fuck.
Yeah, bro.
Like, I would be literally walking around like a schizophrenic, like paranoid person all the time. I forgot whose bit it is, but they're like, oh yeah, like being a woman is like carrying. Or they told a story about how like they did.
It's Dave Chappelle, but no, there was a chick that when she started taking hormones and she became a dude, she's like, oh shit, is this what y'all motherfuckers been going through? Because she was like, originally she was like, oh shit, when I was just me. and I would see a girl, I'm like, oh my gosh, she's so cute, her booties, everything, like, and then she got that testosterone shot,
like,
and went from she to him, and it was like, oh, like, I'm gonna fuck the shit out of that ass.
Dude,
Like,
it's like it's not even like a choice. Like if you see a chick and like you assume if like she has a body that she has a fat ass, like she looks like she's gonna have a fat ass. Like it's not like I'm choosing to be like, oh, I'm gonna turn and look. It's like my head turns by
there's
itself.
no option.
oh, yeah, the older you get, it's just you're just conditioned to be like, all right, cool. Yeah, that's a thing. That's a thing. It's all right. It's like training the animal that's inside of you.
Dude, but now that I started going to the gym, I see the gym bitches and oh my God, they have me fucking trying to almost at the level of barking at them, dude. Oh my God. Just like they start walking by me and I forget English. Dude, like my shift lead, Ashley, I've talked about how much I want to fuck her so bad. She's actually pregnant as fuck right now, so I guess I would still fuck her right now. But like I like the skinny version of her. But like this is one girl at my gym.
I gotta fucking take a piss. Am I cool to? Yeah, all right.
This is one girl at the gym that she just looks like Ashley if she'd been working out for 3 years, and oh my God, dude, I'd let her shit on me.
Dude, there's like both of the upstairs workout areas at the UNR gym is like a bunch of workout equipment, and then the outside is lined with treadmills that are facing like out the windows. So if you're at the equipment, you're just literally looking at chicks' asses as they walk on the incline treadmill. That shit
God.
is like, dude, I was literally hitting the rear delt fly machine yesterday for 4 sets. There's this chick, and I was like, we must stay focused, my brothers.
Dude, it's an issue because I will like seriously be saying, I'll see a girl that's like so hot that like I'm getting bricked up like just looking at her and I'm like, I gotta
I've never
stop.
been bricked in the gym even slightly.
I've had to like, cause you're a faggot. Dude, no
I'd
way.
be bricked 24/7 if I was in the gym from the dudes.
Dude, okay. But fucking, I'll see like one specific time I was on the tricep like push down thing, and like
That's my favorite machine lately.
I like that one. I hate the fucking.
I'd be putting 3 plates on each side.
I don't even do like the actual weighted machines. Like I do it like a pussy where it's like the cables and shit.
I don't know. I mean, those are good.
But I was there on the fucking tricep thing, and there was like I was on my last set about to finish, and like there's this bitch that was so fine with the fat ass that walked by, and I was like, well, I guess I'm sitting here for like 4 more sets because I can't stand up with sweatpants, or it's going to be very obvious that my dick is hard right now.
That's fire. Actually getting fucking hard in public.
No,
I think
a fucking sex pervert.
I don't think I've gotten like so horny that I have an uncontrollable boner in public in like a couple years.
Dude.
Dude, that happened to me like 15 minutes before coming in.
That happened like 15 minutes ago.
Maybe that's just because my T is like 0.
I mean, like,
Have you gotten that shit tested?
No, I should though.
Oh, or it could be.
I don't think it's 0 though. To be honest, I'm like horny 24/7. And
okay, I was thinking about that because I was like, does autism connect to like being asexual? That's the next thing I was gonna.
Though.
But it might be aromantic.
what is the difference between like aromantic and asexual?
So asexual is like where you don't get like turned on at all. Like you like there is no signal for you. Like nothing gets you going. And then aromantic is just like the disconnect when it comes to like romance and shit like that.
Oh, so like dudes that just want to fuck and be like, you should go now.
That's just fucking basic biology.
Guy.
Yeah, like,
Dude.
well, then your brain pumps out dopamine, so you every time you come, you want to like come more and more like a fucking coke addict, versus a girl's brain who like pumps out oxytocin when she comes, and she like bonds to you and shit like that.
And they fall in love. That's like
Never worked for me.
pair bonding, I think it's called.
You got to make them come first, bud.
Yeah, sure.
I was literally on the verge.
Just like, ooh, that feels so good.
I was on the verge of buying a vibrator the other day so I could actually make bitches come. Because like fucking dude,
you gotta get a vibrating cock ring. That shit's the best.
That is
dude,
a gas tactic.
Frank was talking about that last when he was on.
Fire.
Oh yeah, that shit's amazing.
He said he jerked off with one and it was amazing.
Yeah, that shit's pretty fire too.
I had to stay away from things
Then you
like
got
that.
like a contraption on your wiener after you nut, and you're like,
oh man.
yeah. Like it's cool if there's a girl there also taking part, but then you're sitting there and you're like,
Dude, sometimes I'll like fake a cramp to stop because it'll be like, I came 3 minutes ago and I'm not even sure if my dick is still hard in you. It's like, I guess it must be, because trying to fuck a bitch with a soft dick is like trying to force the toothpaste back in the tube. Dude, but like I'll come after like 3 minutes and be like, that's why I wear condoms partially, so it's like not obvious that I came. And I'm like, I'll just keep on going.
Do you guys do like a lot of drugs before you fuck a chick, or is it just like, well, I was on drugs and I got to fuck this chick?
Like smoking weed or like actual drugs?
Like actual drugs, Doug.
No. Like I bought these dick pills that were supposed to be like from Hims. Like it was supposed to be dick pills. Fucking look it up and it's just literally fucking antidepressants. Like it's off-brand Zoloft.
Yeah. That shit.
Brandon has a bit about that. And like I was like, yeah, that is true. Like if I didn't research that, then I would be like destroying my brain. And it's like, then I looked and they have fucking generic Viagra and I'm like, what the fuck am I doing with this shit then? Like they really tried to destroy me. Like that's how we get like pill mill issues and like.
Well, the whole thing is because it's like that's why that's a whole market now, is because you guys. Sorry guys, our generation fucked you up by like, cause you guys grew up like jerking off to fucking porn at like the age of like 8 before your brain fully developed. So now you're like, it's a real woman, and your dick gets soft because you're used to like fucking 2D shit.
Dude, yeah, I know.
So they have to give you guys antidepressants to keep your dick. Like, do you understand how fucking hilarious that is? That you need antidepressants
to be able to fuck a bitch
you guys
properly?
Are so depressed that you can't do the most fun shit in the world.
Dude, I mean, it's not even like, it's just I think it's the anxiety part of the medicine that's supposed to help. Because like mine was the premature ejaculation, because I don't have any issue getting my dick hard, but it's like, oh wow, that was.
See, I was on the opposite side. Like it
would take too long.
Yeah. I've been busted with the chick. Like that's how I knew I loved the girl that I'm with now, because I was like, it's been like 13 years since I busted with a chick.
Dude, that's insane.
I've had to lie to a few.
Fuck.
What, do you spit in their face and you're like, oh baby, I just came?
No. You just have a condom and then you just be like, oh yeah, I came, and then you go and throw away the condom. Dude, you're saying that's fucking neurodivergent as fuck or something? Like?
The times I've not been able to, I'm just like, yeah, I'm just not gonna happen.
That's never happened.
Just like,
dude, when I lost my virginity to Jessica in the movie theater parking lot, I was fucking her for like 45 minutes.
I know, you were like,
no, dude, it was fire as fuck. Like, if I could go back to that day, yeah. And
did you have a condom or did you raw dog that shit?
No, it wasn't the condom.
Oh,
if I would have raw dogged her.
He's loyal condom gang.
Yeah, I fucked a couple bitches without condoms. Like that bit I have where it's like me and that dude pretending to be brothers to fuck the white chicks. That really did happen, and I really didn't have a condom. So
You be clowning me for fucking grocerying at bitches with no condom. That's crazy.
I was hammered, and I wouldn't have done that if I didn't have the choice. You will wake up sober one day. This nigga will wake up sober and be like, I'm going to go stick my dick in one of these AIDS machines they call Reno whores. And I'm like, you're absurd. Like, dude, I'm not gay.
This man will, like, eat your farts and shit like that over here. But he's like, but I will not have sex with you without a condom.
Dude, because, like, not condom sex is, like, how you get one of the not fun STDs. Like,
that's how you have, like, actual fun sex.
No, because, like, I still fucking come in 2 seconds with a condom. So I'm like, if I'm doing it without a condom.
If I had a condom on, I may as well just be like slamming my shit in the door.
Fucking
bro, I think that's a fucking category of porn. It's just watching a dude slam his dick in the door.
Dude,
somewhere in Romania.
Dude, Europe has like the weirdest fucking porn.
No, but keep going about fucking that chick you were fucking in the fucking
Jessica.
Yeah,
so I was fucking
Jessica Aguilar.
Jessica Aguilar.
Hell yeah.
I remember a funny story. She's like, you're not a virgin, right? And I was like, no, I fucked all the time. And like, of course I was. And like, I was like, dude, well actually, I hadn't even kissed a girl. That was my first kiss, was also when I had fucked. Yeah.
Hell yeah, that's my dog right there.
Actually.
I was like, I don't know how to kiss, but I've watched enough porn that, like, I think I'm going to be better at fucking than kissing. And, like, I fucked her for, like, 45 minutes, and, like, she had said afterwards, this girl was, I'm just going to say it, she was a hoe. She had fucked, like, a bunch of like actual real niggas. Like I can't even think of any of them at the top of my, because I'm not a real nigga.
He's like Wesley Pipes, like
no, but
Brian Thumper. He's like, and coming up next, Nathan Holland into this pussy.
And then I come out, and then she's just like, oh, we'll see what this little faggot can do. And then like afterwards, she was like, dude, legitimately, that was like the top. We were one of the top 3 people I've ever fucked. And then the next time,
dapped yourself up.
No, but that's what's her name? Fucking porn star Adriana Chechuk. She said that she prefers fucking fans because they have something that they're like going after. I thought that was some bullshit that she was like, oh yeah, that's how she sells her brand. She's like, I fuck fans and I love fucking my fans, but
she puts that out there because then, like, if you're jerking off to like her fucking someone, you're like, dude, this could be me.
It could be me, bro.
And me jerking off to this hot chick could end up in me getting amazing pussy. Dude, like, if I got to fuck a Bella Danger, I would murder somebody.
I like how tame your story of losing your virgin. I snuck in and tag teamed a girl with a buddy of mine. No. I wish I could. It sounds cool when I wish I could sound cool, but I was just like, no. I was that nerdy dude, and my buddy was just like suave, and he's like, I'm gonna get this motherfucker some pussy. Same situation. I'm in there. I started like my dick got soft in the condom, and I just started fingering it. I was like, I never felt the pussy before.
You're like, oh, it's so dry. I always heard these things were gonna be wet. But fucking, I have a funny train story. Me and the homie Jake Brantley.
Is it a train with 2 dudes still?
Yeah, a train is 2 dudes. A threesome is 2 girls. Patrice established that for me.
All right.
But so me and my old best friend Jake, like we were hanging out at his crib, and like we wanted to run a train on somebody, and I had this ex girlfriend. Shout out. And I'm clipping this and I'm tagging you. But fucking, we kept on fucking, and like she would come and smoke with me, like even though we weren't together
never
anymore.
To do any dirt with.
I'm airing it out on this.
This is gonna be right,
dude. And I'm gonna tag you in it as well. So then it's like, oh, there's no question of who. But like, I was like, come over to Jake's, and like she's like, okay. And she came over, and Jake was being a fucking idiot, and like she just wasn't feeling him. And I was like, well, to be honest with you, I really don't want to fuck you tonight. So like, unless you're willing to fuck both of us, this isn't happening. And she's like, fine. And then she was like, all right, I guess you guys can both fuck. And so this is my. We went down to Miss room. Shout out Stacy. She was my math teacher for two different things. But we ran a train on her in the bed. Jake got the mouth. I got from behind. It's probably like, let's say, like, whenever it starts, we're going, and I look up and see that Jake.
I love the extra details. Like, you get the full picture.
The devil's in the details. I want you to be there. I look up. I see.
Listen, her knees were ashy. Dude,
this nigga Jake. I see that he's like staring at me, and I'm like, stop, nigga. Like, this is not what's supposed to happen. This nigga's staring at me, smiling, and he's like,
wait, what song was playing while
there's
you guys
no
were,
music. It's dead silence.
You guys were dry fucking
like you're a psychopath.
No music.
Listen, dude. This nigga,
bro, he was locked out. Go ahead.
He was smiling, and he's like, I was just trying not to look at him. He goes, and I was like, no. And he's like, we Eiffel Towered her, and like probably 20 seconds later, I hear, oh, did you just come in my mouth? And I was laughing so fucking hard. This nigga gets up proudly, goes fucking, gets out of the room,
playing Madden in the other room.
Yeah, and tried to kiss me, and I'm like, what are you, crazy? I just saw you get fucking marshmallow fluffed in the jaws.
If you tell that bit on stage, I want it to be "We Belong Together" by Mariah Carey playing right there.
Oh my god, dude! I have a lot of stories that could be good bits. Like Joe stories would be amazing. Like I have this British friend from college he's like a super smart dude, but he'd black out and turn into a fucking monster. But like I literally, for legal purposes, don't want to tell any of his stories for whenever he ends up murdering someone. Yeah. Dude, the other day, I every time I bring him up, I bleep out his name. But the other day, he was running around in Tallahassee calling people niggers and stealing from gas stations. Dude. This is amazing shit. Like fucking.
I still gotta know what part of Georgia you from. Are you from the country, Georgia, or are you from the street, Georgia?
Dude, no, I'm from the country. Like, a little city called Kingsland where it's like,
Yeah, you said that before, but I don't got the vibe for it because you were like, oh,
It's,
you one of them Atlanta niggas. I forgot who the fuck we were talking to when you and I brought that up, and then they started like ripping up on us. They're like, black people are the only ones who do that shit. Like, talk shit. I think I was fucking with Westberg about that or something like that. You walked away, but
that was at the Art Society this Wednesday, right?
Yeah, I was a little saucy by that point, and I was just fucking with people.
Dude, I always get way too drunk at every open mic, and then I'm just like doing complete demon time shit. Like last night, I fucking.
So you're country, Georgia.
Yeah, but the thing is like it's out in the country, but like it's a suburb of Jacksonville, and it's like a.
Oh, that's all you had to say, bro.
Dude, it's like
say less. You a Jacksonville nigga?
I don't even want
minutes from Jacksonville.
Yeah.
That's still
across the border in Georgia.
That is still close enough.
Close enough.
That is.
The remnants, the proximity of Jacksonville makes me a dirty, grimy nigga.
You're closer to Jacksonville than you are to fucking Atlanta.
Oh yeah. Like Jacksonville was like a day trip for us.
Are you from that spot too?
Yeah, we went to like high school together.
Oh, you guys
went to different
moved,
middle schools.
You guys moved out here together. Shit,
at the same time, but
I'm letting you guys know I do not watch this podcast. I was supposed to watch it to get some research going, but holy shit, you guys are some swamp rat Georgia motherfuckers. Oh my gosh. No wonder you feel so comfortable saying the hard R over here. No,
oh, dude, I don't give a fuck. Nigger is so funny to me.
But it's the way that you say it. You don't say it like a black dude say it. You say it like a fucking
with all the hate in my heart.
Bro, like you have the cleanest sheets at home right now. Like when you say that shit,
dude.
Like you got a pearly white set at home ready.
Dude, I'm Uncle Ruckus from fucking Boondocks.
Oh my gosh. I can't even talk shit. I got that bet where I try to buy a KKK uniform.
I literally have tried to do that, dude.
Yeah,
I want to do it for a bit.
You gotta have a fucking placard and shit like that. You gotta be able to. You can't just be white. You gotta be able to prove that you are part of the brotherhood. And then I was like, the rest of that bit, I haven't done it yet, was just like how they have the different rankings. And I was like, it goes like, I know that like part of me majority of me knows that these are just codes that they have to distinguish their different rankings. But part of me, like the little innocent black boy inside of me hopes and thinks, is it possible that racism makes you magical?
If you hate black dudes so much that you actually turn into a wizard.
Like, you become the fucking highest ranking is the grand wizard. I don't, what kind of fucking Harry Potter ranks? Because you become a cyclops before you become a wizard. I'm just like,
dude, they're just D&D faggots that found a different hobby.
Yeah.
Imagine if you did turn into a fucking wizard.
It's like the forbidden knowledge.
Dude.
It's just knowing that black people suck.
Dude, you turn into dude, I could literally see someone doing like a Goku fucking Super Saiyan transition and just like, and then as soon as they say it, they're like actually blasting fireballs out and they're like, I didn't realize I had this power. You gotta use it responsibly.
It's like, I'm gonna get racist.
So then they go to prison and then just kill a bunch of black pedophiles.
You can't start at the most fucked up shit. You gotta find out why that shit's funny.
Yeah, fucking.
Like no. Like let's because we've been talking about this and the mushrooms are starting to wear off now. I can think cognizantly. I was having a rough time. You just started talking and you're right in my ear, and I was like, holy fuck, we're into this.
We're actually podcasting.
Yeah, but
finding the funny in your bits.
No, but like, give me a fucked up thing that you want to start talking about.
Like a fucked up bit that I haven't done yet?
No, just a fucked up thing that you want to talk about on stage.
Probably the fact that that I want to talk about on stage. Fuck, you're putting me on the spot.
You can start with the bit or something that you already do. It's all good.
I mean, that Harvey Weinstein bit, I really do wish that one went better.
Yeah, you and I talked about that before the podcast, and it was just like, if you, instead of like starting it with this conversation of like how you had to red pill your friends, because that's sometimes you sell I call that selling the lead on a joke. It's very because it's because sometimes your joke premise is solid but your setup is off. So instead of like making it one way or the other, you just kind of roll into the premise, because the premise is hilarious. Like that dude's dick is fucked up. Of course he rapes. Like, of course, if my dick was that fucked up, of course that's the only option. If you're a guy with a micro penis, how many times would you have to hear a woman go, I can't believe it's real? Like, before you're like, no, shut the fuck up. You're going to put it in your mouth at least once. It's just like, and then at that point, you're just like, it's just like having a weird Tootsie Roll in your mouth at that point. Like,
dude, if I had a micro penis, I would definitely kill myself
for sure.
Either kill myself or start killing other people.
Those are the strongest people in America to me, is people that have a micro penis
in history
and that didn't kill themselves.
You're like Genghis Khan if you didn't kill yourself.
How do you even like? How do you even jerk off?
I hate to say that I've seen
themselves.
like videos of people doing it where it's like a belly button and they just like pinch it and then they know.
I was gonna say, because Grant's faggot ass was showing those fucking Howard Stern clips of micro penises.
Do you have like,
dude, look at
are
these.
the balls full and then the penis is like?
Sometimes the balls are like just completely in them too, so it's just like smooth.
I didn't realize that micro penises
like
actually went inside until
like a little weenie hiding in like any belly button.
Dude, how would you not kill yourself?
Dude, yeah.
Like, I can openly talk about me coming in 3 seconds because I know my dick is pretty moderately to big size. It's good enough. But, like, if I had a small dick, it really doesn't matter anything beyond that. Because, like, you're already a freak.
No, there's small dick and then there's micro penis.
Micro penis.
Unusable cock.
Yeah, like a small, even if you have a small dick, like...
Yeah, like, all white people and Asians don't kill themselves. So I guess they can live with it.
There'll always be like a base level, like the floor on my maximum depression is like raised above suicide levels automatically by my cock size, I think. Like there's no good enough reason or deep enough depression that I could kill myself.
You can't justify
I would just look at my dick when I take a piss and I'd be like, you know what?
Man. Not only are you like over 6 foot, fucking, you got that 90-yard stare of a serial killer that like, motherfuckers out here batting it and shit. Like,
dude,
fuck you. You want us to feel bad for you, bro? You're like, oh man, I can't come during sex. Oh
no, that's just because I'm gay and retarded.
He's like, oh yeah, my dick is just so big and I have such a hard time not coming in 2 seconds.
If I knew how to have an emotional connection to a person, then I'd be able to come really fast like Nathan.
Dude, that'd be
the wrong idea. You can ask Nate. I was like wrecked like over a girl for like 2 years.
Oh no, I get it. I'm just fucking with you, Doug.
Dude, him complaining about his dick shit is like a fucking bulimic person talking to an African dude. Like, I just can't stop myself from throwing up afterwards. Like the kid is sitting there like, just feed me like a baby bird.
I'm so hungry.
Dude, that's a bit that I want to do is be like, oh yeah, let's just send all the bulimic people over to Africa and then they could feed people like baby birds.
No. As an African kid, no.
No, thank you. I also said we could take all the fucking disgusting sex predators. Like,
you know what? Keep saying your fucked up shit out loud. I respect that because like it's like a lot of other people. Like, you'll figure it out.
I have the cover of being black. Like, I'm good most of the time on the things I say because most of the things I say are either like horrific for racial reasons or like. Well, actually, the sexual shit should not be like the black thing shouldn't cover for that.
Now I know you're fucking porn cat. Like when I watch you do stand up, I'm like his porn categories have to be horrific.
No, I'm pretty tame.
Nah.
I'm actually pretty tame.
It's just a blacked enjoyer.
Blacked raw.
Yeah.
Dude.
Do you watch, did you guys know there's like a reverse cuckolding porn where it's like a big dicked white dude?
What?
Yeah. I tried to do a bit about it. I was just like, oh man, but nobody was into it at all. And I was like, no, it's a genuine, and then I'm just like, cause like you're a comic and you start doing a bit about something and then you get into too much research about that bit and then you're like, oh man, man, no, listen, it's a whole thing. And it's it's reverse cuckolding porn. And I was just like, black people, and like the punchline was never worth it. It's like, don't you think black people suffered enough in America? Dude,
you know the guy that made
such
that
a niche market.
I was gonna say, you know, the guy that made that was just some angry racist dude that was like, fucking niggers.
Like, we're gonna get them back.
He's like, we're gonna get payback for cuck porn.
I
Dude,
bet you it was probably a black dude that saw some white dude with a pipe, and he was just like, "Holy shit!"
no way.
I just never saw, because the biggest it's always like reverse and shit like that. The biggest consumers of cuckolding porn are like people
white
in the
dudes.
South. Yeah.
Dude, that's so weird because, like, I love cuck porn. Like, I love pretending that I would be the black dude that's fucking a white dude's chick. I've told Jake about this many times.
Fucking Jimbo saying you gotta go on the internet and start doing that. There's, like, high demand for it.
No, dude, it's not out there as much as Jimbo thinks it is. Trust me, I've tried.
Oh, dude, I got that shit all the time. It must be like the energy you put out, dog. You put out too much nervous energy, dog.
The serial killer energy, fucking Jesus Christ. I mean, anyone that gets to know me, they're like, oh, this isn't a real black dude. This is a fucking white guy.
Nah, bro, no, you make so much sense when you tell me you're like, I was like, oh, you country.
Dude, yeah, I'm really not a real nigga.
Ah,
like,
no,
I shouldn't get the N-word pass.
What is a real nigga, bro?
A dude that does crimes. I don't know. I might have to cook up some racist shit as quickly as I could.
That's an interesting thing, dog. Like, cause it's like, I got that shit too coming up. And I was just like, I saw people get murdered. Like, I was hood adjacent. Like, you gotta like start telling people your rap sheet to feel better about yourself.
Yeah, but you're an African black dude, and like African black dudes definitely aren't real niggas. You're the ones that fucking sent us over here.
Nah, we didn't send you guys over.
Yes, dude.
I'm on the other side of the continent. You gotta hash it out with them Western niggas.
Dude, I mean, that's the thing is like black people in America are like my African brothers, but like if we went back, Africans would be like, we already sent you away once.
Yeah, the
like,
Liberian colony. Case in point.
Oh, Liberia is fucking crazy, though.
It got started as, like, an African-American colony.
No, that's just white people feeling bad for what they did, and they're like, all right, so we're just going to drop you guys off. Bye!
Everything's square, right?
Dude. Yeah, they're like, oh, we could send some... Oh, dude, there had to be some racist people that were like, yeah, we could just send them back.
Well, the issue is that white people forgot to keep the receipt whenever they brought all the black people over in the transatlantic slave trade. So, like, afterwards, there was no return policy on that. Like,
the language, too, dog. Like, you go back, and it's just like fucking people, like, that speak English.
Yeah. Exactly.
Like just niggas from Brooklyn just in there like, hey, yo, we out here, dog. Like, we fucking in the jungle and shit, my nigga.
Dude, imagine sending back, like, Chicago niggas to, like, the Congo.
Yeah.
Oh, my God, dude. Africa scares the shit out of me. Like,
you should be afraid, dog. All the fucking diseases and, like, insects. Like, bro, I still have a fucking, a scar from, like, because I got, like, the old immunizations in Africa and shit like that. That's why when people were afraid of the COVID vaccine, I was like, pussies.
Like, dude, they fucking...
I had to get some crazy shit before I went there.
Yeah. Oh, did you go like for did you go for like a white people like find myself journey trip kind of thing?
No, I just went on a safari, so it was like a white people rich enjoying trip.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, just like haha.
Damn, I hate you even more, dog.
Dude,
out here enjoying my culture.
No, we just looked at animals. And then just like went around the cities.
I was gonna say you looked at animals and then you went on the safari trip.
You're retarded. But yeah, I went to like Tanzania mostly.
Yeah, that's the safest part now.
Really?
Because in Tanzania, it's right next to like South Africa, and then they like kind of moved into that area. Because I used to be what the fuck was Tanzania? They used to be Rhodesia, was it?
Oh yeah, Rhodesia.
Yeah,
that was like the super white, like the only openly like white nationalist. Like,
yeah, bro. Like
they're like, we are the white colony and we're the best.
It was Andrew something was the guy in charge of it. That shit was ridiculous.
Yeah, of course you guys.
I mean, fought to the last man.
Wait, he fought to the last person to like
Dude, he was like going in. Man was an actual psycho.
He believed in his cause. I mean, that's fair. At least he didn't run away.
Because it was him fighting against. There was two separate like African revolutionary groups. One was backed by the Russian Soviets, and the other ones were backed by the Chinese. And they fucking killed each other too, because they were like thought they were conflicting ideologies for whatever reason. I guess they got AKs and got carried away, but. It took him a while to clap up the fucking
Rhodesians.
Yeah.
Hey Nate, have you ever fucked a black chick though?
Dude, I've told a lot of people this. I've only ever fucked a mixed bitch and never full black. I don't like. I'm definitely like racist towards pussy because like
I
black
fucked a
bitches.
darker bitch than you probably.
Have you fucked an actual black bitch?
No, not. I mean, Jordan's like not actually black, I guess.
Oh, Jordan. I thought you were talking about other Jordan. I was like, what? No, fucking.
So what? Half black.
Yeah, dude, Jordan. It's such a
That
fat
was
ass.
such a funny like noob sex moment.
Do you feel comfortable telling that story?
Oh yeah, for sure. So this chick. Okay, that was actually wild. That's definitely like the most ignorant behavior I've had with a girl. But I swear it was Nate that told me that this chick. Who, like, I'd seen her at school, but I'd never, like, met her, like, never talked to her even once. He said that she, like, thought I was hot as fuck for whatever reason. This is when I was, like, a goofball in high school. Mm-hmm. Had, like, no game, did not fuck any bitches. And I was like, okay, no way. And I added her on Snap. I got her Snap from somebody. She added me back. And literally the first thing I sent her was just, want to fuck. And she was like, I don't even know, like, I've never met you. And I was like, does that matter? And she was like, no, when do you want to fuck? And I was like, okay, bet. She had me park at like the elementary school outside of her neighborhood, picked me up in her car, took me home because she like didn't want any of her neighbors to see like someone parked there, like so her parents didn't find out or whatever. So she had me like abducted damn near, and I go over there. We go into her room, start doing our thing or whatever. I fuck her for maybe like a minute and a half and bust a nut, and I was like, man. And I went in the bathroom, and I was, like, literally, like, gripping the sink, ass naked, like, looking at myself in the mirror. I was like, you gotta do something about that. Gave myself a little pep talk, washed my face, went back in there, and then fucked her again for, like, 30 minutes. But then I was, like, low-key trapped there, and I was like, can I, like, leave? And she was like, yeah, I guess. And then took me back to my car. She was like, she actually wasn't that mad. She low-key wanted me to leave, so... It was just a strange, very transactional sex experience for early on.
Dude,
never talked to her again after that either, so.
Oh, yeah.
You were missing it on anything. She had no personality. Amazing ass, though.
Oh, did you fuck her too?
No. I wanted to. But fucking, the way that I think I found out about that, like, she was obsessed with Jake and would talk about him all the time. And, like,
That's kind of creepy.
I told people about how Jake had a giant dick because, like, that shit just blew my mind that he is a white dude packing fucking monster meat like that. And so I'd be like telling bitches.
I knew you were that nigga that was watching that reverse fucking Coco.
He's the guy.
I was like, he's like, oh yeah, of course it's a racist white dude that made that. It's like, not me.
It definitely wasn't me in the corner watching someone fuck my girl. Dude, no, but, she had heard that Jake had a big dick from me bragging about this nigga living vicariously through him, and I was like, you should fuck him. And then
I feel like that ruined that. He's secretly the villain of your teenage years. It's just like, I was supposed to be the black dude with the big dick, not this white guy next to me. No,
dude, and it's funny because there's a clip of me talking about like how I had a dream that Jake stole bitches from me in my dreams.
God. Yeah, that shit was retarded.
If I ever have that dream again, I'm gonna kill myself. That shit was horrifying.
That's because I'm like the last dude to even like interact with any bitch that any of my friends are interested in. That shit is just disgusting.
And I was like, oh well, looks like you got both of them. Dude, that wasn't even a dream.
L.
It was a nightmare. Yeah, but I don't think we can get any better than talking about Rhodesians and everything, so we can go ahead and call it.
Hell yeah, peace.
Oh, wait, do you have anything to plug? Any shows?
Oh, I'm headlining in February at fucking Blind Onion. If you think I'm funny, I was trying to make jokes. We never got through your like writing style or forced you to actually write a bit on fucking camera and shit.
Oh, fuck, if people saw me write a bit on camera, it would just...
All right, let's end this and let's just have an actual conversation.